Mick, Mr. Musing. As you said, it's been a while. Been a while pour moi aussi, which means for me also, if you're not from Canada. You're a master. I'm not just saying that because I had facial hair, and so did you in this last video, but just we have an unedited strip of video in which you discuss a very lengthy and convoluted storyline, which, to quote another one of your videos, seems to basically have just come straight out of your ass, which is not a term I like using because, well, we had cats and they were old. I won't explain that ever. Vlogging is such, is it a lost art? It's a set aside art? It's been set aside. You know, parts of what happened in YouTube and vlogging has moved to Twitter, and some of it has moved to Facebook, and some of it has moved to any of a dozen other sites that people frequent for different reasons. DeviantArt, I know, is one that my daughter checks out for art. And in any event, your description of the events in the Saturday Night Live, first of all, resonate within the Saturday Night Live system. And when we stayed up to watch Saturday Night Live, it was because you may have had a video, a VCR, it might not have recorded. Not all of them did. And secondly, you only had 3 tapes to record on, and they were full of the last, you know, $6 Million Man season finale or something, and you know, your sister-in-law's birth class or something. So you didn't want to erase that. Didn't want to get another tape. And so you just stayed up because not everyone had VCRs. And if they had VCRs, usually it was the mom and dad who had the VCR. Right? It was the family VCR. And they didn't want you taking it to your party in which the alcohol and drugs were being used. And besides, last time you took it to a party like that, you got stuff spilled in it and you had to explain that, so you stopped doing that. And then the other part that I just had to get to is, you know, the people you're talking about, the crazy people who walk on the street and, "What are you looking at?" Well, you're right, you are getting there. Because you're also right, they're everybody. You know, you talked about the fourth wall, crossing that line. I had to give a presentation on public speaking once, and I mentioned the pants drop moment where the person giving the presentation crosses the boundary of connection with the audience and reveals something intimately personal and disheartening, which the audience can't ignore because they've connected directly with that person. And in a similar manner, and you ask about crazy people, I'll point out that since I last posted a video on YouTube, I've been on income support, which is a Canadian version of welfare. I have had my power cut off. I've lost my cable, which meant there was no way to get on the internet and post videos. I've had to use the food bank, which is a local equivalent of the food stamps, except you don't get stamps, you just go get food. And I'm currently, despite my inability to shave, which is moral, not economical, now earning $500 a week teaching and writing, and with the prospect of that improving. So climbing out of that hole, but having been through that roller coaster, those people, you're right. It's the guy next door, it's the person sitting next to you in the McDonald's who just bought the fries, you know, the stresses that push us into situations that we react extra socially are innumerable and unimaginable and every day. Every day. Yep. I've thought, what are you looking at? I've never screamed it at anyone because, you know, I'm Canadian, I'm too polite for that. Which is a lie, of course. Some Canadians are extremely impolite, as I have been. But in any event, gosh, I'm glad you're still doing vlogs. What are you looking at?
Stop recording video.